The rock and roll industry is a hungry and demanding machine, always looking for new acts and new hits. Baz Palmer spent half a lifetime feeding that machine as guitarist with legendary bands like Hunters and Collectors and Harem Scarum. These days, he works behind the scenes, producing new artists. For 18 months, we follow Baz and a handful of the acts he works with as they try to make it in one of the toughest businesses there is. Way back in 1999, the next big thing on the Australian music scene was Lash, a group of teenage girls from a town called Success in Western Australia. They were an all-girl garage band plucked from obscurity by a team of music producers, given a new image, a new sound and a new name. A lot of money was spent on recording and marketing Lash. But there was one problem. On record, they sounded like $1 million, but live, they still sounded like a garage band.
I think what we did was amazing. I think it was great. I started in that band when I was 15 years of age. Recorded my first album when I was 17, 18 years old. Got signed when I was 17. And I think it was a great accomplishment. Got nominated for an ARIA when I was 18.
Their troubles began the night they played to a room filled with music industry executives. In the crowd was one of Lash's producers, Baz Palmer.
They had this massive record with hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of money spent on, and they hadn't played much. They got this beautifully produced, glossy record, and it's been mixed by the dude who's doing Christina Aguilera in America, you know. So they go and play live, and do you reckon they sound like that? Of course they don't sound like that. So there's this gigantic discrepancy between the record and the live performance. And I watched the whole thing evaporate that night, disintegrate in front of my eyes. I just thought, no, it's all over. I literally left the room that night. I went home and said to Jodie, my wife, it's all over. We're stuffed.
By the end of 2001, Lash hit the graveyard of studio creations, the discount bin. But their lead singer, Belinda didn't give up her dream of rock stardom. For the next 3 years, she worked at being a better musician and songwriter. Today, Belinda arrives in Melbourne. Her plan? To make a demo and relaunch her music career using $5,000 she's borrowed from her boyfriend. With such a small amount of money, there isn't much Belinda can do without calling a few favours. She's asked Jessie, the lead guitarist from Lash, to play on the demo. Baz Palmer and another former Lash producer, Andy Baldwin, have agreed to record the songs for nothing.
Hello! My little darling. Hello!
For Baz and Andy, it's a chance to show that Lash wasn't just a producer's creation. There really was talent in the band.
People wrote things about Belinda as an artist that were just totally untrue. But, you know, the girls, they stuck it out. And here's Belinda, 2 years later, you know, having gone through a band breaking up, a public lashing, and finds herself still capable of writing songs, travelling to the other side of Australia and beginning the process again. I mean, that's courage.
But first, she still has to convince Baz and Andy that her new songs are ready to record.
What are you going to sing, Belinda? Give us a new song.
We'll do She Loves You.
OK, well, give it to us in all its beautiful glory. Let's listen. I'm going to record this, if that's OK, guys. Yeah. We're away.
2, 3.
I love it. Yeah, It's a bit bloody saucy, isn't it?
There's three things that I want to avoid. A, there's Delta Goodrum, where you're talking about lots of vocal in your face, where the background could be like elevator music.
Oh,
Belinda is determined to have more creative control over her music.
All my life I've lived in dreams. It's a place I like to be. When morning has its full, it's come to wake us up, sleep away your dreams.
I think right now, I've got to jump in early here, is that I think that what these songs are asking for really, in a really obvious way is to go down the road of the Beatles. For me, so we should be running in the opposite direction as far as we possibly can. And I really mean that. It's just
From the Beatles?
Yeah, it's just going to sound too derivative. If we just go down that road, we're going to end up with songs that sound like versions of Beatles songs.
It's cool with me.
You know, we've got to really make sure that you sound like Belinda.
I didn't write the songs to intend to sound like the Beatles.
Yeah.
But I'm very proud that they do sound like the Beatles.
Oh, look, I'm not saying it's a bad thing in terms of songwriting, but I'm hearing a bunch of songs that you've written. So all I've got in mind is what I think sonically is going to work best for these bunch of songs. If we all...
Compromise.
No, don't compromise.
They're not compromised.
Don't compromise.
I'm
in
not
fact,
putting my name to something.
being
like
as
that.
argumentative as you want to be. In fact, in the end, if it's about you stamping your foot and saying, sorry, that's the way it's going to be, then that is the way it's going to be.
Andy has offered to put the girls up at his place.
Well, welcome, guys. This is home for the next couple of weeks. So, yeah, this is the studio, and put you guys in there somewhere. Maybe on the floor. We'll have a lovey.
Baz has also called in a favour and got Belinda into the Hothouse studio in St Kilda.
We only have 2 days in the studio here to do drums and a bit of guitar. Very nervous, got a lot of anxiety. Just want to get things moving, pretty much. I've had these songs for the last year now.
Jack, another member of Lash, arrives from Perth to lay down the drums.
I've spoken with Belinda and she said that she is happy for me to play drums with her live, and that alone is going to be satisfying enough. I don't feel this time that I want to be, you know, in photo shoots and on the album cover and out doing promo. I mean, if I do, so be it, but I'm happy just to show up at live shows and rehearsals and do my bit.
Well, really the whole project's about me. This project can't be seen as anything to do with Lash, except for the fact that 2 of the other band members are playing on this record. I mean, when John Lennon had George Harrison play on his Imagine recordings, did anyone think he was the Beatles again? Or it was the Beatles? Not that I'm comparing myself to the Beatles or anything, because heaven forbid I can't mention the Beatles around Barry.
Sleep away your dreams,
With their parts finished, Jack and Jess can head home, leaving Belinda to finish the job.
Lovely work.
Because it's just a demo at this stage, it's possible to finish the recording in Andy's home studio.
La 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 la. All my life I've lived in dreams. It's a place
especially a BV part going, come on, honey. Just do what you think.
And when you get it right, we'll say that's what we told him to do.
That's right.
Can they come down, Nocty, do you reckon?
Sure.
Because I was just thinking that either it's going to be a little bit floral for the part.
No worries.
I could be totally wrong. I don't know anything about strings apart from listening.
Tomorrow, Baz flies out to start another project. But there's still heaps to be done before it's good enough to play to anyone.
Oh, tonight it's pretty much just a matter of opening them up and just saying, yeah, we need to do this, and just finish and print.
Gave ourselves 3-hour limit today for one song, every song, because we've got 5 songs to do. 15 hours. We just spent 11 hours on the first one. Now that means we either spend
1 hour on the last
1 hour on each song on the last one, or we're here till next Saturday.
Food, everyone.
Let's have a quick listen.
Yes.
Outro. Pizza.
Well, now we know what we're doing here. We're
Ninja Turtles.
We're just, we spent days actually just make sure that the pizza's tastes good. Fantastic. Well done.
Hot out of the oven.
After 10 long days and nights, Belinda finally has the demo recording in her hands. Baz and Andy have contracted with Belinda to try and get her a record deal.
If you know, if you love me, if you do, you can have me. Oh, through the
As her demo is sent around to all the record labels, Belinda waits in Perth.
Well, my dad, he recorded at Abbey Road Studios. He recorded an album there. He used to be in a band when he was in England in the 60s, around the 60s. And the only reason why I am in music today is because of my dad. I used to sleep under pub tables when I was a little girl, and I really enjoyed listening to the music as a child.
Where'd you see the sea captain, Harry?
I'll just get it for you.
Thanks.
Baz and Andy arrive at Festival Mushroom Records to play Belinda's demo to A&R manager Kath Harity.
Yeah. What do you reckon? I don't know, mate, pick your best.
If Kath likes what she hears, she'll recommend Belinda to the head of the record company.
All my life I've lived in dreams. It's a place I like to be. When morning has its fall. Kill it what it does. Kill it what it does. Kill it what it does to me.
Oh, I think it's awesome. I prefer the first song.
Yeah,
to tell you the
first
truth,
song,
I think that is an outstanding song.
Yeah.
And she in that particular, that particular take of it, she sings really well, and she displays a certain amount of maturity in the way she's singing as well. With Belinda, as you said, she's already got, there's already a bass there, and you can just build on and take from that bass that Lash had.
Belinda's concerns are that if they join up, it's all going to be like a rehash of Lash. Hey, the Lash rehash.
Well, I suppose the problem is if the three of them do play together again, then it is going to look like a Lash reunion. In all honesty, Lash had fantastic songs. They had brilliant songs, and they were a unit. And just sometimes things don't go to plan, and that's the nature of the industry. It's like that.
I hope, Belinda, we get a deal for this record as quick as we possibly can. I've already played to EMI Sony. EMI, the guy I played to loved it. The head of the company didn't. Sony, I'm thinking exactly the same is going to happen. I've had the people in my room. I played to them, genuine, absolute enthusiasm, and I think it might stall at the top level. And I think that this is the baggage of Lash, unfortunately. It's okay for the junior A&R guy or the A&R guy to love it, but for the people at the top, they're like elephants, they have long memories. And Michael Parisi from Festival, Michael went there, he invested a lot of money and it didn't work. I think that he would look... I think it'd be too big a risk for him to actually do that again, because if it failed twice, he'd look like a fool.
Months go by. Baz struggles to find record label interest in the demo. Back in Perth, Belinda is feeling out of the loop and her frustration grows.
I sent an email to Baz talking about the 120 days commitment. I suggest that you look at our agreement in the contract under release agreement. From that day till today has been 186 days. I was frustrated, that's why I sent the email. And I know that he's working hard and everything. As it says here, this is not a bug. I know, Baz, you have been working very hard. Just letting you know that this was stated within the contract.
We have run over time, probably about 8 months, actually. And what I have reminded Belinda of, though, is that I have played this to nearly everybody in this country. And the reason no one's biting, really, is because of Lash. And once bitten, twice shy for most people. They put the Lash record out there. People saw a huge amount of work behind it and it didn't sell. And I think the way, once tarred with that brush of failure, that's it for life. And, that's a pretty harsh appraisal by the industry of Belinda. I think what she's done now is fantastic. So I've just asked her to be patient and, wait. Someone's going to love this.
I'm not angry at the fact that I was in Lash. I'm more angry at the stigma that's attached to it and the way it's scarring what I'm trying to do now. I'm just really upset that these people, certain people, not everyone in these certain companies, are trying to hold that against me, because it's not gonna affect me. I refuse to let it affect me. I don't know. I don't think I'd change anything from the past, really. I think I really needed to learn a lot of stuff. I'm sorry, Coco.
Just when it seems that her past has defeated her, Belinda is summoned to the East Coast. She flies to Sydney for a meeting with music industry heavyweight Sebastian Chase, distributor of indie acts like the John Butler Trio and the Waifs.
Sorry. I'm off to dinner with Sebastian Chase and Aaron Harvey.
And are you feeling excited, apprehensive, nervous? What are you feeling?
I'm excited about meeting him because I've never met him before. And we've got a lot of stuff to talk about, my future and releasing my songs and stuff, so it's all exciting. Get the ball moving again, or moving at all. I'll let them shoot the questions and talk until I have to say something.
Sebastian Chase runs a no-frills outfit that requires bands to build a following by constant touring, instead of spending big on marketing and publicity.
Nice to meet you. Good to see you. Good to see you again. Please take a seat.
Okay,
For me, what I sort of would like to know, I suppose, is what it is that you want to do, because it is about understanding that you play to 50 people and then you play to 100 and then you play to 150 if you're fortunate enough to get some airplay. And if you get lots of airplay, and then if your video clip gets played, that will all grow. But the bottom line is going to come down to how your punters feel about you. As an artist, you should be brave enough to record a song and get it out there and do the best you can to promote it within the commercial realities of the means that are available or that are smart investments at the time. It's a judgment about whether money should be spent or whether it shouldn't be spent.
I was always told I was in good hands, whereas I let everyone else take control, and I wasn't aware of finances and things like that.
The whole, Lash experience is actually positive because there'll be moments when in your career we'll need to refer back to that to go, well, no, we wouldn't do that because you've already been there.
Exactly. See you later, Sebastian. Have a good trip.
Okay, mate. Look, Thursday.
I had a great meeting with Sebastian. What I really want is my songs being out there and people to come to my shows and enjoy the songs. And that's what he seems to be about. So I'm really happy about that. Whether he takes me up on it or not, it was a great experience to actually meet someone real for once, If I was to have my choice right now, if it was a huge company or Sebastian Chase, someone who's going to look out for my best interest, I'll go with Sebastian.
All my life I've lived in dreams.
Next stop is Melbourne for a meeting with Andrew Clipple, the man who critics accused of manufacturing Lash. Whatever the truth, he thinks Belinda may still have a future. If he likes what he hears, he'll try to sign Belinda to a US record label for a finder's fee. Belinda has her boyfriend Michael along to offer support and to see what's become of his $5,000.
Andrew Clipple's had a lot of experience with groups like Human Nature. He's really good at finding a hit. Lash was seen as a band that was made up by businessmen. I think they mainly put the blame on Andrew because he was the founder of our band. The relationship between Andrew and us girls sort of changed after we were signed, I'd say. I think we were always out for different things with our music. I mean, we wanted to be this grungy girl rock band and he said it wasn't commercial enough, so he created this sort of style for us and we weren't happy with that, and so he was always sort of angry that we weren't appreciative of all that he did. So apparently I'm going to meet up with him and speak to him by himself, so Barry will go out the room and stuff, so it'll be good.
He doesn't want us there either. He's told us we can't come in.
Yeah, I heard that as well. And don't make any silly jokes. Hey! How you going?
She gets taller. Hey, Michael, nice to meet you.
Michael, Baz.
I just want to make sure it feels really comfortable and natural and not a big deal. I mean, it is a big deal, but, And he's heard the songs, he loves the songs. This is more just about seeing Belinda kind of crank him out on the guitar and also then have a chance to talk about what Belinda wants to do in music later on.
I'll do She Loves You because I don't want to do Sleep Poetry.
She loves you. That ain't good enough for you. You run every chance that you get to.
It's time to go, mate. I've got the time now, sorry. It's 2:30. We'll be here about 10. See you guys.
See ya.
Bye, good luck.
Thanks, mate. I'll give you a call later on. How you all went.
She loves you.
For Bee's sake, I just hope she gets some sort of an answer to put some direction towards all what she's been going through for the last year, so she's not just going home and doesn't know whether to turn left or turn right. She's going to have an answer when we get back home, and she's got a plan of action to take. Whether it's going off with Andy and doing stuff in the States, or it's going off with Sebastian and working her way up through the Australian scene. It's been about a year now, and it's probably as much as she can take.
All he said to me was he didn't see enough, but he made it clear that he didn't think that was the end of the story. Like, he thought you were really nervous. You're playing in the way that, here's my songs. You weren't doing a presentation of, here could be my chance to, go to America. It's a different thing altogether.
It's just weird being in that situation of, not auditioning, but in the sense that...
You are auditioning, that's actually a good word.
But you know what I'm saying? It's just I've never been in that situation where I have to sit there and sell myself so much.
You've already had the experience of being in the band once, you've went out and performed, you've done the videos, you've been part of the music machine. I think people will expect you to walk in and go, okay, this is it, this is the way it is. He was looking for you, okay, Belinda, show me how great you are. And at the same time, he was able to recognise later that, you were nervous, and no one does that naturally at the start. Like Andy said before, keep doing this. That's why I'm saying the story's not finished. And it's just inexperience. You'll do it. I know you'll do it.
Oh, I was sort of hoping today I could walk away knowing where I'm really going to go and knowing in my mind where I really could go, if you know what I mean. Could go, see where Andrew could take me or see where Sebastian could take me and choose which one to go with. But still, Andrew still hasn't said much at all, really. But I did my best, so I'm happy with what I did. I don't think I could have done any better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Belinda got the deal she wanted. She signed with Sebastian Chase and is now doing the hard yards, building an audience on the live gig circuit.
Yeah, I'm wrong. You're right. It's all the same with you. Back in this why. The ones. Come on, sing it! Don't wanna grow up, I wanna get out. Hey, take me away. I wanna shout out to me. I've been around with you, I guess. Same old story, same. Put out in a tune, I shut it back again. Same old shit, never